Welcome to Astroventure, the DSLR astrophotography channel.
Hey there, Astroventures, welcome back. If you're new to this astrophotography channel, my name is George, and this is the astrophotography channel for DSLR and mirrorless camera bodies, combined with the lenses we already own and a simple star tracker like the Skyguider Pro or the Star Adventurer. Well, November is probably one of my favorite months to get out and start doing astrophotography. Well, not start, but to get out and do astrophotography. And the reason being is the cold night era started to settle in here in Utah, but it's not the extreme cold that we'll run into come the month of January. And with daylight savings, whichever you call it, where the clocks fall back, I find it just that much more to my advantage for maximizing those dark hours around my, my daily work schedule as well. So I love the month of November. And let's take a look at some of the targets that I want to suggest and recommend to you, because right now we're looking at nearly 12 hours of shooting time in the night. So, first one that I want to suggest to you is Cygnus, the constellation, and the Milky Way. And here's what I'm talking about. This particular suggestion, the Milky Way has moved over the horizon, and Cygnus is heading for the western horizon. And by 10:30 at night, Mountain Time, where I'm located here in Utah, the Milky Way is on the western sky with Cygnus heading over the horizon, but still in the air. And for those of you with an astro-modded camera, it sets itself up well to have a nice Milky Way shot coming up over the horizon. And with those astro-modded cameras, you can pick up all that beautiful red, because there's a lot of excellent targets within the Cygnus, the Swan constellation there. So I want to suggest that one to you. And because you're shooting wider, a lot of lenses that we all have are some of those faster lenses. So you'll be able to, even without a tracker, you're going to be able to shoot some nice, beautiful, low noise captures of the Milky Way with all of that hydrogen alpha gas in the Cygnus constellation there. Next up that I want to suggest is M31, Andromeda. Andromeda is sitting nice and high at the start of the night, right from the get-go. So if that's a target that you really wanted to spend that time on and get a good 10 solid hours on it, Andromeda is sitting right there for you. Focal length 200 to 400 millimeters. Pretty much anybody has that one, and a stock camera, and you can really, with that many hours on target, really set yourself up for a beautiful Andromeda shot. However, I do want to point out, and this is true of this time of the year, make sure that, and I suggest bringing a thermometer. Watch the temperature drop. As the temperature is dropping, get out there and check and recheck that focus. I've had it happen where you get set up, don't notice the temperature is falling, and your optics come out of focus, and then you lose all those hours. So personally, I bring a thermometer just to check that temperature drop, and about every about 5 degrees, I'll get out there and I just recheck my focus until we get deep in the night where the temperature seems to settle down. Right near M31 and starting to get higher up in the sky, I want to suggest the Triangulum Galaxy, or M33. Focal length of 300 to 600 millimeters would be great. If you have more, that's great, but figuring that most lenses, most of us have a lens that goes up to 600 millimeters, 300 to 600 will work. Stock camera, and you have Andromeda, and then just below it you'll find M33 Triangulum, but both of them are high enough in the sky. Two excellent larger galaxy targets. Triangulum is nowhere close in size to Andromeda, but of what's out there, it's going to be a good target for you to go after. So let's see here. M45, and I've been mentioning this one for a while. M45 is right up in the sky from early on in the night, and it's up all night. So this is another one that's an excellent beginner target because it has so much blue to offer, easy to capture. Simple 300 millimeter focal length will work, and with that, the processing is actually pretty easy as well. So there you go, M45 Pleiades. The challenge target that I want to throw out to everyone this month is going to be the Spaghetti Nebula. Now, Spaghetti Nebula, SH2-240, it is faint. It's hydrogen alpha. It's definitely going to be to your advantage if you're shooting astro-modded because it is very faint. Could be pulled off with a stock camera. I failed trying it, but focal length of 100 to 200 millimeters. 200 really fills it in. 100 compresses it a bit. It may be easier at 100 millimeters to get it to kind of pop and show up against the background. But this is one that's definitely in the favor of the astro-modded cameras and hours and hours and hours of exposure. Right now it's starting out in the eastern sky and then it'll be up through the night. But without hours for this very stringy, thin, faint nebula, it just isn't going to happen. I have yet to successfully capture this one. First time I had tried it was with a stock camera. This time I'll go after it with my astro-modded. But I think I'm going to hold off until next month because for me, when I do my astro, to the east, it's not so good with the lights reflecting off of the Wasatch Front or Rocky Mountains here. So I think I'll go for that one next month. But with that, because again, we're here in November. In the northern hemisphere, we're deep into fall. We're getting frost. Make sure that you've got your dew heater running. Keep that glass warm. I also want to suggest, don't forget, those of you that are doing guiding, you're going to need to keep those optics warm as well. So you may need 2 of your dew heaters. And don't forget your own feet with keeping them warm. I know when I'm out there, I wear my winter boots, and I like to stand on some cardboard just to keep myself from contacting the cold concrete. And the other thing is a thermos with some nice warm hot cocoa or some soup or something really goes a long way. So get out there, enjoy it, and take advantage of these nearly 12 hours of shooting time in this cold but not quite winter cold yet. And I hope to see some of your images from the month of November. Till next time, I wish you clear skies and uneventful nights.